Israel has ruled out allowing basic resources or humanitarian aid into Gaza until Hamas releases the hostages it abducted during the weekend attack. At least 1,300 Israelis were killed in the assault, and at least 150 people are thought to have been kidnapped. Israel's total blockade of Gaza means food and clean water are running out. The mains electricity is cut and raw sewage is building up in the streets. Gaza's health ministry says Israel's sustained bombardment has now killed more than 1,400 people, nearly a third of them children. The Red Cross says the blockade risks turning Gaza's hospitals into mortuaries, warning fuel for generators could run out on Thursday. But Israel's energy minister has insisted no electricity, fuel or water supplies will be turned on until the hostages are home. The US Secretary of State has assured Israel of Washington's unwavering support and warned its adversaries against taking advantage of the situation. Speaking after talks in Tel Aviv with the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Antony Blinken said Israel had the right to defend itself, but stressed precautions must be taken to avoid harming civilians of any nationality. Our chief international correspondent Lise Doucette is in Sderot in southern Israel, very close to the Gaza-Israel border. She says people in Gaza are preparing for another difficult night.
Well, the sun is now setting on what is day 6 of this war, and all the signs are that this war is set to get worse, much worse. Where we are now, Sderot, at this point, is less than a mile from the Gaza border. And on the horizons, you see the black smoke rising. That's Gaza City, now under non-stop bombardment. And at this moment, Gazans are braced for the night to come. Many now saying they hate the night, a time of intense aerial bombardment that they have never seen in their lives. And here on this side throughout the day, there's been the constant crack of Israeli artillery firing into Gaza. We've also heard the deafening blast of the air defense system Israel uses, the Iron Dome, to intercept missiles fired by Hamas. And too, in this border community and all along the places that we visited in southern Israel, along the Gaza border, you see the preparations. Today it was the endless stream of big lorries, white, unmarked, carrying provisions, no doubt for the front where troops are massing, artillery and armour for what's expected to be a land invasion at some point. The military piece is getting into place. Today, the diplomacy was a focus with the arrival of the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, with 2 messages from Washington: that Israel will have the support of the United States, its staunchest ally, but that it must also remember that even in war, there are rules. And that humanitarian concern is also deepening as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza gets ever worse. That complete siege that Israel has imposed on the territory. Targeting civilians at a time of war is a war crime. And the United States, all of Israel's allies, who are making it clear they stand by Israel at this time, this unprecedented time for the Jewish state, but they also don't want Israel to come under criticism for putting civilians in harm's way. But quite frankly, the mood here has hardened so much after the horrific events which began on Saturday. And there are many here. In fact, the mayor of Sderot told us the reason why it hasn't worked in the past is because Western leaders have called the Prime Minister of Israel after 1 week of an operation or 2 and said, stop. He said, and it reflects the public mood here and possibly the political mood, this time we shouldn't stop. We have to destroy Hamas and jihad. But there are others who say that it just won't work. You have to find a political way out when this war is over.